So if we straighten the tail like we really should, as we've seen, that brings the chest down much more close to the ground. And naturally enough, the arms are going to fall very close to the ground, and the hands can be used as they really should have been for walking upon. That would have made Iguanodon a quite adequate quadruped, and perhaps one that Owen would have actually been rather pleased about.
So has David Norman finally reconstructed Iguanodon right?
Well, we've got it right for the moment.
They thought its legs should be splayed out like a crocodile. After all, dinosaurs were big lizards, and they should be made to crawl like lizards, shouldn't they? Not according to the Carnegie Museum. If dinosaurs moved around like lizards, they would have to drag their bellies along the ground or sprawl in specially dug-out trenches. Either that, or stay submerged in water to offset their enormous weight. The correct stance of dinosaurs was hotly debated for the next 30 years. By measuring the fossil bones, Alexander knows the leg length of a dinosaur. From the tracks, he can learn its stride length, and from that, he can calculate its speed. But what about the sauropod's top speed? Speed takes power. That means the faster an animal runs, the stronger its legs have to be in relation to its bulk. By calculating the strength of dinosaur leg bones, Alexander was able to make some comparisons. An elephant can trot along at about 16 miles an hour. That was probably top speed for a Apatosaurus. A rhinoceros hits 20 miles an hour. Triceratops just might have been able to keep up. How fast could Tyrannosaurus move? Alexander thinks its bones were relatively weak. But there are no footprints with which to calculate its speed. He thinks it could have chased you at about 15 miles an hour. Others don't give you such good odds. They clock Tyrannosaurus at 20 miles an hour or more. Faster than the Olympic sprint champion. This in turn raises a new question. A hot-blooded animal, a lion for instance, keeps its body temperature constant and is active even on cold nights when the external temperature is low. It does this by a process scientists call endothermy. A cold-blooded animal, by contrast, will be cold and inert when the air around it is cold, and active only when its internal temperature is raised by the warmth of the sun. When the cool night air returns, back the animal goes to its resting state. Scientists call this ectothermy. But what about the winter, when the sun would shine as little as 4 hours a day? What did the dinosaurs do? Did they hibernate? Migrating herds of hadrosaurs and pachyrhinos would seem a strong argument for the hot-blooded dinosaur. It doesn't seem possible that a cold-blooded animal could muster the sustained energy to make a journey of hundreds of miles in almost freezing weather. But maybe they could. Migrating dinosaurs, running dinosaurs, dinosaurs as active as birds. All this new information means that our series animator, Dave Alexovich, has to keep revising his ideas in order just to keep up. For help with his stegosaur, he goes to Bob Bacher.
I mean, this is Mesozoic martial arts with a lot of choreography. And the reason for all this choreography is at the tail end are the 4 anti-predator spikes. Really, really sharp. Great design. Super to draw, super to animate, I bet. That could run and fight and kill hour after hour without fatigue. Let's say this young female with chicks to feed. She's out searching with those forwardly facing eyes, searching the landscape for a triceratops she can cut out from the herd.
Dinosaurs faced some stiff competition in the Triassic Age. The rocks of the Triassic period date back 250 million years. The dinosaurs found buried in those rocks were newcomers to the evolutionary sweepstakes, fighting for survival with older and more established creatures who were well-armed and superbly adapted to their environment. They shared their world with other reptiles and with primitive mammals. In the oceans, dolphin-like fish lizards feasted on other sea organisms and each other. As the Triassic period gave way to the Jurassic about 200 million years ago, there's evidence of what scientists call an extinction event. It appears that at every stage of evolution, changes in the ecosystem, catastrophic to some creatures, provide an opportunity for others. This is what may have happened with the dinosaurs. What caused the extinction event? We don't know. It could have been a meteorite or a volcanic eruption or disease. Allowed to range free and evolve into more and more efficient forms, these new, more advanced beasts grew and grew, larger, larger, stronger, taller. They developed serpentine, ribbon-like necks, tails like tree trunks. They became, in short, the dinosaurs we think of when we hear the word, the colossal beasts that haunt our fantasies. Scientists think that here is an example of co-evolution. One spread, the other fed, and both flourished. At the end of the Jurassic period, these new creatures, with their broad muzzles or sharp beaks, ideal for shearing off the new flowering plants, had taken over from high browsers like Brontosaurus and Stegosaurus. Armed with pincer-like jaws, they were the grim reapers of the quickly spreading low-growth plants of the early Cretaceous. And one of the most successful of these creatures, perhaps the most successful land animal ever, was Iguanodon. This social behavior of dinosaurs, caring for their young, nesting in close proximity to each other, suggests the behavior of other social animals such as birds. And it appears that the adults would also defend them. Species of hadrosaurs probably could have made sounds to threaten predators or alert their young, and may even have banded together to repel threats from meat-eating theropods. The Shoemakers estimate that there are about 1,500 asteroids larger than 1 kilometer whose orbits cross that of the Earth. But Gene Shoemaker thinks something larger than an asteroid was responsible for the devastation 65 million years ago.
Humankind owes its success story to the extinction of giant dinosaurs.